They don't do extended cuts really, but I feel like Endgame, even if they had an extended cut, people would tune in for that.
Yeah, let's get the Snyder cut.
Let's get the Snyder cut for Endgame.
Yeah.
Where he kills everyone.
Where Captain America just grabs a gun.
Grow up, guys!
Yeah. Sick of all these people coming in being like, my heroes don't do this.
Yeah, grow up. You're living in a dream world.
You think Bruce Wayne did moral things ever and held himself up to a moral standpoint of any kind? No.
Take those sarcastic comments however you wish. Hello there, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
I'm John Humphrey.
We are going to talk about some Avengers Endgame news, something that was released on the weekend, something that came out today. First bit of news I want to talk about, some posters have been revealed. Now, we're not the kind of people who usually talk about posters. We actually just had this discussion the other day. What's the point of talking about posters if there's already a trailer that's out, you know? That's why people were like, talk about the Far From Home posters. Like, why? What's there to talk about?
They don't move, and they usually don't say that.
They usually don't do it. I mean, it's exciting if there's not a trailer yet, but the marketing for Endgame, especially after the way the marketing for Infinity War went down, and then having the Infinity War movie come out and knowing like, oh shit, they mislead us and they tweak footage and stuff, and now they have some posters that have come out. There's a couple of cool new revelations that you have here. For sure, they've confirmed that Shuri is dead. They got two different kinds of posters, the black and whites that say Avenge the Fallen on there with its cool Avengers symbol under the Fallen, but not on the Avenge, which is kind of interesting to me.
Too many stylized A's.
But yeah, it says Avenge the Fallen, and the black and white ones are the ones who have definitely gotten dusted. Shuri, as we all saw in the Endgame trailer numero uno, that they had Shuri on screen. I'm still under the impression that it might be a mislead. We don't know for sure that she got dusted. I'm kind of wondering if in the marketing they're just doing that to have us think that she got it, because they could have put anyone's face on the screen, and they could put anyone's face in black and white on this poster.
Yeah, and they can sort of use that gray area of like, well, we don't know what happened.
Yeah,
you know, maybe
exactly.
she's in peril of a different sort.
Right?
You know?
It's like we don't know for sure who got dusted or who's just missing or who went on the run, you know? So we don't know about that. But then there's some other confirmations that have happened here. For sure, Pepper Potts is alive based off this. Because, you know, like you always have Tony talking to the helmet and sending messages in those Endgame trailers, but you're like, does he know for sure she's still alive? And I know that we had those green screen leaked photos of Pepper and suits where you're like, oh, it's more than likely she's alive, you know? It makes me wonder how much of these leaked photos are actual plants too, you know? It makes me wonder that as well, especially with how clever the Russos have been with the marketing. Or if those leaked photos are intentionally leaked photos to mislead us as well.
Honestly,
you know?
I think that would be one of the smartest things they can do, because those always come out with this guise of like, oh, there's stuff that they didn't want us to see, so it must be authentic. And if they can, I mean, they could easily manufacture something like that.
Exactly. And then we also have a big one right here who hasn't been teased in any of the marketing, at least as far as I know. Valkyrie. Men in Black International's Valkyrie is here. Yes. That's really exciting, because a big talk of where was she in Infinity War? Where was we didn't see any of Valkyrie. For some reason, my mind didn't even bother to go, I wonder if Valkyrie's going to show up in this movie, you know?
She was drunk for Infinity War, so now she's going to, show up and make up for it.
Asgard was getting destroyed. She had no idea what was going on.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Where the hell? That's the opening shot. Where the hell is everyone? Yeah.
That could actually be pretty funny. Start off the Endgame with some
levity.
humor.
Yeah,
because there's not going to be any for the rest of the very long run time.
So you have Valkyrie, who's confirmed to be alive, and you have Wong, who's also confirmed to be alive. I know Okoye is on the poster for Endgame, which stirred up a lot of controversy. Every cast member was pretty much listed on there, except for Denai Guerrera.
Wow.
Which was
very
upsetting. But I believe they fixed it afterwards, putting out some social media thing of she should have been up there the whole time. We're good people.
Among the mistakes that are easy to fix, that's one of them. So at least they did fix it.
And at least she gets part of this own standalone poster right here.
Yeah.
And Happy Hogan's confirmed to be alive as well. We have the Far From Home trailer, which shows Happy Hogan and Spider-Man in there. So it's like, all right, yeah. The part of these posters that most excites me is the fact that Valkyrie is confirmed to be alive. Because as cool as Wong is, he had time in Infinity War.
Nah, this is going to be his movie. Endgame is when Wong really gets to shine. We're
going to get a Wong spin-off movie after this. Doctor Strange won't come back. Valkyrie coming back. To me, That's really exciting because she was a standout in Ragnarok. Everyone wanted her to appear in Infinity War. And then, they come out a couple months later with Men in Black International with Thor and Valkyrie right there.
Dude, there's a double feature for you. Spend all day at the movies watching Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
These are some cool posters. Gives you some things to theorize about. Even though that these posters are very intentionally like black and white means they're the dead ones and the color ones mean they're still alive. Or, maybe not dead, whatever. Okay, before we get into all semantics, technicalities, soul world, whatever. Yeah. Decimated. But the other thing that was confirmed over the weekend, and I don't know how, legit this confirmation is, but basically they're saying Avengers Endgame runtime is expected to be 3 hours and 2 minutes. Which, to me, I go... You could have it be longer and I'd still show up, honestly. At this point in the game, sure, make it longer and I'll still be there,
Yeah, this has been news, but to me it's not really that much of news because I figured Avengers Infinity War was about 2.5 hours long. That was an epic with a lot to achieve.
I think it was longer than 2.5.
Maybe. It was like 150 odd minutes or something like that. And so with all that there is to achieve with this movie, I'm not surprised at all this would be 3 hours. And I'm not upset about it because I feel like, if we've been building to this point for 10 years, sure, I'll sit here for a 3-hour Avengers movie. Why not?
I'm kind of wondering if the runtime at all would affect box office performance. I feel like there's probably speculation out there. People doing videos, perhaps, going, the average moviegoer. I haven't seen anyone do videos on this yet. But I imagine that there's a lot of, based off of watching YouTube videos for a lot. The average moviegoer probably might not tune in for this because it's so freaking long.
I don't know. Look at the success of the Transformers series. Half of those movies border on being 3 hours, and they've made a whole lot of money with less justification for it. So I doubt that this movie would deter people with its runtime, honestly.
I feel like word of mouth will speak higher volumes than anything else. Return of the King was a very, very long movie, and that was a juggernaut of a hit.
And it only got longer on home video.
Yeah, exactly. And people still tune in for that. And I feel like for Avengers Endgame, I think even for the average moviegoer, I feel like they'll be like, 3 hours, man, that's long. But I feel like they're still going to, even if you have a gripe about it, I feel like you're still going to show up for the movie.
Yeah, with the level of investment that there is in this series, and the fact that it is just such a cultural event anyway, I feel like even somebody who isn't on board with a long movie normally can make an exception here. I don't see it as being a major deterrent.
No.
Because, and everybody also knows, especially coming out of Infinity War, there's going to be so many characters, and Infinity War left us all going, that could have been a half hour longer, maybe.
Yeah.
So, I'm just curious as to how they're going to use that extra half hour.
I actually heard that Avengers Endgame, or whatever this Avengers 4 film was originally, maybe it was always called Endgame, I heard that they were actually going to start that off with the decimation.
I can see that.
But, I feel like they made the smart move. No, they're going to start that was going to be reserved for this movie. Yeah.
I see. So we don't even see it in Infinity War.
Wow. I think this was the smarter move, though.
Yeah.
To get everyone hooked and as a good cliffhanger.
It's not good for your marketing, but it's good for the cliffhanger and getting people to come back. Yeah.
I've still been refreshing because we have A-list through AMC. I've still been refreshing the AMC site every single day and checking my email notifications. Like, the Endgame tickets out yet? Because we're going to go to a press screening, but nothing beats opening night crowd. Nothing beats that. So I'm like,
IMAX if you can get it.
If we're lucky enough to get it. IMAX. I only go to 2 IMAX screens out here, and we've got plenty, but there's only 2 legit ones. I'm not going to go to any of the half-ass IMAX screens for this one, But still, I want to go either way to some theater with an opening night crowd. So even though we're going to a press screening where we're going to wait in line for an hour and a half, I still want to go with opening night crowds.
Yeah, feel the energy, feel the excitement, man. People who aren't jaded.
I'm excited for this. So these posters were cool. Runtime doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother you guys. I can't imagine the runtime would bother you guys.
I feel like this is the one time where people are like, just give us more!
Give us more!
Give us more!
But before we wrap this video up, I do want to give a Patron of the Day shout out to a man named Taylor Bentley, who I believe has been decimated.
Oh.
This guy found himself a girl. I don't even know if he's still with her or not. Last time we talked was months ago about how he's landed himself a hot girlfriend who is in complete control over him, narcissistic abuser. Taylor's the victim of all this. I haven't heard from him. He stays pledged to our Patreon page. I miss you. If you've been decimated, still find a way to send me an email or something,
Yeah,
man, because
man.
I would like to hear back from you, man. I miss you.
Become a whisper along a mournful wind or something like that. You know, something spiritual.
These ears
like that.
hear them.
Mm-hmm.
These ears will hear you, buddy.
Or come back as like a Force ghost, because you know this is all under the Disney umbrella now. Unless your girlfriend becomes a Force ghost too, and then you'll have to kind of do whatever.
Dude, his girlfriend's hot. She could be however mean she wants. You guys can subscribe to the Reject Nation, click that notification bell, and catch you guys soon.